Hello from day 583 of hotel isolation here in Christchurch, New Zealand. No, it's actually day 12, and I only know it's day 12 because I had COVID test number 2, and this one hurt. Really bloody hurt. The last one was really good. So it is actually the 13th, I think, of August, and which meant that a couple of nights ago, we got the bad news in New Zealand that after over 100 days of no community-acquired cases of COVID, that there was a cluster. And a couple of things about that is that, my goodness, it was handled really well. Just watching Jacinda's late night press conference, instead of being alarmed, I felt like I was having this really nice cuddle and being cared for. And I swear watching her gave me an oxytocin rush. I'm not kidding. I felt quite high from that, actually. That was the closest thing I've had to a cuddle since I've gone into isolation. And, I was really, really impressed that we're not going to wait for a whole nursing home full of old people to die before we do something about this. It's like we've got 4 people from one house and we're testing all their contacts, and we are locking that city of Auckland down, within hours. So I was really impressed by that. But of course, there's been a lot of talk about this. I didn't get much sleep that night. One, because my phone would have these alerts from the government, after 10 at night and before 7 in the morning to tell people what was going on, which is really good but really bad timing. And, I was quite philosophical to begin with about, I've lived in, a COVID-restricted life for the last 6 months. If I come out of lockdown and even if Wellington went into a hard lockdown, that I know to do it, and I've got a job to do in Wellington. I've got quite a big house to spend time in, and I'll be okay. But I think my blahs at the moment, which is I haven't made videos because I think bored people make boring videos, so I'm keeping an eye on the time to try to keep this to 5 minutes. That it's just, really, it is really boring, and people are getting quite anxious, and all people can talk about is how many cases. I get it. But because I haven't experienced that normality for people who are going back to a more restricted life, I do get it. It's a huge, huge disappointment, and it's a huge disappointment for New Zealand. While I drink my lemon and ginger tea, I was going to answer a few questions that people asked me when they heard I was going into hotel isolation. And I just want to answer those questions if they haven't been answered already in these previously 3 or 4 videos. 1, can you choose where you're staying? No. It is total luck of the draw where you end up, from 5-star luxury with water views, which is happening in some places in Auckland, to this airport 3.5-star place. Can you choose your food? Once again, depends on that lottery. Those people in the 5-star hotel seem to have a limited menu that they can choose from. Well, here we give them what we get. There's regular omni, there's vegetarian, and there's the odd fussy bitch like me who is pescatarian, no dairy. And yeah, I'm not going to complain because I feel incredibly grateful for the New Zealand government providing this isolation for me. I'm not paying anything for it, though some new arrivals from now will be. I think I'd be a bit pissed off with the food if I was paying $3,100, but that's life. Do we have housekeeping? No. You're given fresh sheets and towels outside your door every 3 days, something to do with the Housekeepers Act or law that you have to be provided with fresh linen every 3 days. I only change the sheets once, make my bed every day, but I only change the sheets once. Yeah, and I said in previous videos, we can go out, but not everybody can. So big hugs and greetings to my friends and clients and followers and people and colleagues in Melbourne. And Auckland. I know this is a really tough time. I'm with you in ISO, and yes, it gets boring. I do know this will pass. Hopefully it's going to pass soon. But if you're bored, don't give yourself a hard time. That's my only tip. It's like, try to move your body, try to find something to stimulate you. It is the lack of stimulation. I get stimulation through my computer screen. But you need people stimulation. You need nature. The lack of nature is getting very boring. So I'm going to sign out. I may or may not make one more before I leave the confines of the beige room, of which I've got to say the wonderful provider of the lemon and honey and ginger that I'm drinking also dropped off. Wonderful sense of humour. What we call 50 shades of beige. Let's get 50 shades of beige, of which I've identified 7 different colours on these charts in this room, in the furnishings, soft furnishings, furniture, walls. So signing out from the beige room, I hope you have a better day than I am. I'll see you soon.